Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Geek Man here, back at it again. Today we're here to react to Llama Art's 6 True Horror Stories animated. You know, I said I was going to react to this during my special announcement. Some of these stories are a little bit exaggerated, but you know, it is what it is, man. Some of these might be fake, some of these might be true. I don't know. I ain't here to judge, just here to watch. But enough stalling, man. Let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it.
A cool breeze crept through the valley outside of Telluride, Colorado, as my friends and I unloaded the truck parked on the dirt driveway.
Right.
We had recently started renting an old mining house built in the early 1900s.
Look at that atmosphere.
Most of the home had been renovated over the years, but there were still glimpses of what the house used to be. The exterior of the home was painted a bright yellow and adorned a blood-red door. The yard was abundant,
the perfect
lush
place to live
green
in.
Grass, minus the few brown patches that littered the ground. In the corner of the yard sat a dilapidated gazebo filled to the brim
big word.
with landscaping equipment. I stood facing the house, admiring the quaint ambiance it seemed to exude. I felt something hit my back and spun around. My brother, William, was standing behind me with a box under his right arm.
What the fuck happened to his chin? Sweet chin ass nigga. Goddamn.
"Let's pick up the pace. We don't have all day," he said, with a
big
little
ass nose.
annoyance
Goddamn.
masked in his voice. Yeah, I responded, and started walking to the back of the truck.
Little ear ass
My
boy.
other
Look
two
at his
friends,
fucking ear.
Elijah and Leon, were in the process of stacking some boxes.
The black guy's
on a
gonna
dolly.
die first. Shit.
Out of pocket for that shit.
"Hey man, take this to my room," Elijah said, as he handed me a large box. I resituated it in my arms.
Ooh, all these big words.
As I did so, I could hear glass clanging inside, and a strong, familiar odor starting to leak out.
Oh, that's a
"Hey,
body
man,
in there.
Be careful," Elijah snapped.
That's
"If
a
you
body
ever
in
want
there.
to smoke again, I'd highly advise you to take it one step at a time there, champ. Maybe if you didn't throw everything into one single box without bubble wrap, then you wouldn't have an issue of something breaking, Elijah,"
Shut up, you nigga!
Whoa. Hey.
responded. Elijah's eyes widened, as if he had just figured out the secrets of the universe. I laughed, turned around, and proceeded into the house. The floorboards creaked as I stepped onto the warped living room floor. I surveyed my surroundings of the old rustic home as I headed to Elijah's bedroom.
Yo, what the
Only
fuck?
two
What
interior
is this?
rooms had been renovated in the entire house.
Why?
One being the kitchen, which had marble countertops and new
What?
appliances.
The kitchen looked
The
like
other
this?
being my room. I was the one who found the home on the market, so respectively, I had first choice of which room.
Everything
I wanted
looks
to claim
nice,
as
but the
my
fucking
own.
opening of the house looks
The
like
other
an
rooms,
attic.
on the
Look,
other
like what the
hand, were
fuck?
still the same as they had been since the early 1900s.
1900s?
Dreary
What the
wooden
fuck?
floorboards and old chipping paint.
Boy, hell
"Dude,
no.
what the hell?" William yelled from upstairs. I quickly climbed the narrow stairway to find my brother in his room. I walked in to find what looked like to be a large lump underneath the wooden floorboards.
That's a dead body
It
in
almost
there.
looked like Andre the Giant was buried in the middle of the room.
Shit, probably isn't.
"I told you it was an old home, Will. Things shift over time," I said, trying to hold my snickering back. "Yeah, I get that, but you didn't say that I'd have to maneuver around a speed bump," he snapped back.
You can, bro.
I took a deep sigh and turned to him.
Relax. Why are you mad?
"Look, man, we're only going to be here for a year. You've got plenty of room to put your bed so you're not sleeping on an incline." William turned back to the floor dejected. "It's
Ooh,
easy for
another
you to
big
say.
word.
You're not staying on the cover of Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones." After we had moved everything into the house, we all plopped down on the couch, beers in hand, and began our well-deserved
Is this how y'all really
R&R.
be hanging out, bro?
Elijah had already begun smoking, and the room started to fill with the pungent odor. "So are we gonna be doing some ghost hunting tonight, boys?"
So what the
Elijah
fuck is
said
the story?
as he
The ghost
passed
is gonna
the
get
joint
high?
to Leon. "Oh, come on, you don't actually believe that crap, do you?" Leon responded as he was rolling his eyes.
Leon, you should get the fuck out of here, man. Oh, damn, bro, nigga, I ain't got. You know I ain't got no YouTube Premium.
In the 1930s. I'd be surprised if there wasn't a ghost floating through the halls. I mean, how do you think we got such a killer deal on rent? William said as he lifted his arms and started mimicking the sounds
Get the
of a
fuck
specter.
away from me. What the fuck was that?
Shut up. It's all nonsense. You've just been watching too much Ghost Hunters, I responded. But anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. We need to get up early to do some cleaning.
Why is Leon laid all the way back like that, bro? You good, gang? No, nigga. That nigga Leon gone. No, they done killed Leon.
Good night, guys.
They done
I
got
stood
Leon.
up and meandered to my room. In all reality, I was a little perturbed by what happened at this house.
Dude, is that the? Why is the
I've always been
window so
quite
big?
agnostic
Holy
to my
shit!
beliefs of ghosts or spirits.
Somebody gonna be
I've
sleeping
never
with you.
witnessed anything myself. The rent was super cheap for an entire house, and I wanted to save some money for a trip outside of the country. I pushed the fact that someone had ended their life to the back of my mind. It turned out much differently. I entered my room and slid under my sheets and basked in the warmth of my bed. It had been a long day and my body ached from moving. I grabbed my phone and looked for a rain and thunder YouTube video to help me sleep, and after about
That shit ain't
15
gonna
minutes, I crept into comfortable darkness. My eyes shot open in the middle of the
Yep,
night.
somebody's sleeping with you.
The
You getting your
moonlight
dick sucked.
shone
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
through my window.
Yo,
and
close the
enveloped my
window.
room in comforting light. I could hear creaking from the house as the wind howled outside. I tried to sit up, but found my efforts futile. Sleep
you mean?
paralysis was a regular occurrence
Aw,
in my
damn.
life. It happened at least once a
Okay,
month
so this
due to
story's
stress
immediately
and a little help
invalidated.
from my antidepressants. At this point, I'd almost gotten used to it. I could hear what sounded like a light scratching
What?
noise coming from inside my room, and prepared myself for the usual dark figure to be standing in the corner.
That shit is crazy. Why
My
does
eyes
it always have to be a
darted
dark
from
figure?
left to right, trying to decipher where the noise was coming from. It was then I started to hear skittering, like someone or something was moving around.
They under your
A
pants, bro.
cold feeling crept over my body as I started sweating profusely, my sheets becoming soaked. The skittering stopped, but was replaced by cracking, one that resembled that of broken bone. Out of my peripheral vision, I could see long, needle-like limbs protruding
Get your ass up! We gotta get the fuck out of here now!
from my
Oh
closet.
shit!
They each moved slowly,
Ooh.
tapping the wall as if they were looking for something.
What?
I then saw a
Hey,
large,
I don't know.
bulbous
I don't know what
black
them
mass
tentacles
starting
being
to
used
show
for.
itself.
Hey,
closet
wait a
door.
minute.
It was coated.
Wait
in
a
tiny
minute. What
hairs,
story is this? Hold on.
habitually.
Whoa, what you gonna do with them
A
legs?
loud moan echoed throughout my room. A spider-like entity was situated on my wall.
You probably
The
chill.
reason I say spider-like was
Perspective
because
go
its
crazy.
head had been replaced with that of a human one. Its eyes were blacked out from the shadows of moonlight, and its lower jaw was removed, revealing a blotchy tongue that oozed
Oh, that's
saliva.
a sick ass design.
It was about the size of a twin bed and stared at me for what seemed like hours. My heart was racing. I was begging my body to move, but to no avail.
And do what?
I was stuck there, in suspended torment. I tried
Say what's up.
screaming, but
Don't
I
be
was unable
fucking
to make a
rude.
sound. All I could do was watch the creature on my wall as it grew closer. Suddenly, it skittered to the ceiling right
Oh,
above
hell
me
no.
and started scratching with its two front legs,
You're not saying
almost
hi.
like it was burrowing. It then started to sink into the wall, as if the wall had turned into quicksand. First, the abdomen, then the legs. Eventually, all that was left was its mangled head staring straight at me. Those cold, dead eyes boring into my soul. I could hear it moaning, and I could feel the drips of saliva hit my
Ugh.
torso.
That would have killed me.
The
I don't play
creature
with no
then
spit.
let out an inhuman roar and vanished into my ceiling. My body was finally released, and I jolted out of my bed screaming. As I did, the house erupted into more terrified outcries coming from upstairs. Apparently, I wasn't the only one who saw something.
So all y'all
And
niggas had sleep paralysis?
Unfortunately, it wouldn't be the last time either.
So what, these niggas got high and had sleep paralysis? That was it?
We live on several acres in rural Indiana, USA. Our neighbors aren't too far apart, but we all live on a lot of property. On our properties, we have a lot of trees, and our neighbor doesn't maintain their property well, so a lot of it's overgrown. You know, a couple of fallen trees and a lot of downed branches. We knew the state of their property was probably because it was an older couple that owned the house and the property was vast. We have a creek separating our homes as well, but a small strip of their property is accessible from our backyard. Due to the overgrowth in trees, we weren't able to see much of their property when we first moved in the summer. And of course, we didn't go onto their land because we didn't want to trespass.
Pussy.
One night, my daughter and her friend were camping in the backyard and ran inside, swearing that they heard a kid laughing or crying in our backyard. I figured it was their imagination from too many scary stories while in the tent, but went out to investigate briefly just in case.
Of course you would. Of course you would do that.
I heard a faint
in the middle of the
noise
night
coming
too,
from just beyond our property
yeah.
line. I moved the flashlight into the general
by
direction
yourself
and
to
called
investigate
out to
a
whoever
crying
could be in
child
the
noise.
trees.
Great.
The sound stopped. I decided it was probably just a couple of stray cats, but just in case, I had the girls set up the tent in the living room. The next day, after taking my daughter's friend home, curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to investigate the area by our
Okay,
property
that
line.
fucking word right there,
As I
investigate. That's
neared
where
the
everything
line of
goes wrong.
trees, I
Stop.
saw a small path I had never
Nope,
noticed
turn around.
before. Since I knew my neighbors were too far and the
Stop
trees
investigating.
were too thick, they couldn't see me on their property. So I stepped onto the small
Oh, so you're
path.
trespassing.
I
Okay.
walked slowly, looking down, watching for poison ivy and fallen branches. I wasn't too far in when I saw a dirty, broken kid's toy on the ground, wrapped in overgrown weeds. I
Okay.
looked up, and in the distance I saw a
So quick thought experiment. So you go in here, right? And you go find this crying child, right? What next? You know. What if you get caught, you know? Now your booty's gonna get took. And now you're done. Now what's gonna happen to your children? What you should have did was call the cops. You know what I'm saying?
small, white shed-like structure. As I got closer, there were more and more toys scattered on the ground. Some
What if they just
partially
had this shit
buried,
laying
all
there, bro?
broken and dirty.
Why we gotta make it creepy?
Then there was barbed wire, and I could see the front of the shed and realized it was a large playhouse with a wooden alphabet decorating the outside.
That was just
I
a
was
child.
starting to
Their
feel
old childhood
uneasy.
playhouse.
This playhouse was at least half a mile or more from the only house on the property. I stopped in my tracks, letting my imagination go a little, when I felt a tap on my shoulder.
Oh
I
shit!
must have jumped a foot off the ground, only to turn around and see that my daughter had followed me. Once my
Fuck.
heart slowed down, I decided to get a closer
You jumped
look.
the foot off.
There was more broken barbed wire
Yo, scary ass. You jumped the foot off the ground? God damn. That'd be a Mario jump.
fencing
Foot
to the
off the
ground
ground.
the closer we got. The window on the side was broken, and there was a hole in the roof. There was a broken train set, one a kid would be able to ride on. The front door had a white piece of wood set to lock someone in, not keep people out. At this point, my daughter was in full panic mode and begging for us to walk back to our house.
Yes, listen to your
But
daughter, bro.
I had to at least look through the window, or my mind would wander with all the possibilities
Ah,
of what
yes.
could be in
Curiosity
there.
killed the cat.
As I was stepping to the side of the shed, my daughter was following close behind. In her fear, she was paying more attention to me than where she was stepping.
Oh
And she
shit!
cut her leg pretty deep
Stupid
with
ass
some barbed
nigga.
wire that was hidden.
Why are you
in
so
overgrowth.
stupid?
I
Go fucking home!
glanced inside the window.
You're not gonna check. Wait,
only
what?
To see a partially dirt floor,
Excuse
with
me?
broken wood, and a large wooden bench
Your
with
daughter.
a dark stain on top. I picked up my daughter, who was determined her leg was going to fall off. We left the neighbor's property and I took her to the doctor to get a tetanus shot and get her cleaned up. That night after dinner, I let the dog out, but couldn't get her to come back in. I let her stay outside for a while and checked again a little later. Our dog still wouldn't come in, and I noticed...
What the fuck is up with the dog? Yo, yo, you good, bro? What's going on, gangy?
Standing by
Yo,
the path
you good,
we took
bro?
earlier.
Oh, that
I
nigga
grabbed
tweaking.
a flashlight and her leash and headed out to her. She was pacing, whining, and sniffing around
They done got the
everywhere.
dog, bro.
I figured it was from the blood earlier, but she never ventured onto the path. Then, I heard the giggling of a little girl. I called
Grab
out
the
to
dog and
child,
run
but
inside.
there was no answer in return, just some rustling in the leaves. I ran inside with the dog.
Didn't
to
waste
check on
no
my
time.
daughter to make sure that she was still in the house. She was laying in bed, fast asleep.
Okay.
The next morning, I went straight to the playhouse, but as I was approaching, something was wrong. The broken toys seemed to be in different places, and when I got to the playhouse, my heart felt like it was a ton of bricks. All over the side of the playhouse were children's drawings, in my daughter's blood.
Okay. Hello? Hello? So where's the rest of the story? Oh, is this the
It
same?
was a summer ago. My family and I had gone to a cabin that most would use for a winter vacation, but my family wasn't like that. The cabin was located in the middle of the forest. There was no cell phone service, so, as you can imagine, I was pissed. My mom always complained to me about being isolated and confined to the comforts of my phone.
That's
I
how it
always
used to
found
be.
solace in my phone, since being around people made me feel irrational and just plain weird.
Okay,
My parents
edgelord.
never understood that. Anyway, my little sister is 6 years old and was playing around in the forest. She had gone a bit too far out of my sight, and I started to get a little worried.
Damn,
I
where'd she
called
go?
out
To
her name,
heaven? What the
but got
fuck?
no response.
What the
I
fuck?
then
This
went in the
cinematic ass
direction
shot.
that she did and found nothing but a bloodied bow.
Oh yeah, she definitely
My
went to
eyes
heaven.
widened as I frantically ran around looking for her. I found a blood trail that led
Damn.
to the deeper parts of the forest.
How'd she get clapped
I
in 2
hesitated,
seconds?
But nothing was going to stop me from saving my sister.
She's dead,
I
brother.
followed the trail
Oh,
for as far as it went. After about an hour, the blood stopped at a hole. I debated whether I should go back and tell my parents, but I didn't think they'd believe me, even if I did
do you
say
mean?
that my sister was missing. There's no denying my parents thought I was insane. Despite my fear, I jumped into the hole.
okay.
I fell for what felt like forever. Then, I finally hit water. My face morphed into disgust as I stumbled through what I thought was a sewer, since there was no light. I looked up out of the hole and saw a tiny white dot. I started to walk around. It was crunching under my feet. I paid no attention to it since I thought it was some dead leaves or sticks that had
Nah,
fallen
bro.
into the sewer.
You stumbled
That
into
was
it.
until I fell. Some unknown liquid had splashed all over me.
Oh, you're stuck in cum.
remember-
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
My phone was in my back pocket, and I pulled it out and shined it on myself. Time seemed to slow down.
It's
I
blood.
realized what I was walking in. It was a river of fresh blood. The blood had absolutely soaked me. I held in a scream
God
as to
damn.
not alert any nearby creatures. I then ran through the connection of tunnels and refused to stop until I started hearing footsteps behind me. I stopped, turned around, and shined my flashlight around. The light from my phone landed on a distant figure. It looked so small, so maybe it was a dog or an alligator.
Your sister?
that had sneaked in. I stupidly started to move towards it, and as I got closer, the figure started to get clearer. I started to see that it wasn't a dog or an alligator. As soon as I realized this, I stopped in my tracks and stared. It looked like me.
What?
Its body was contorted. Their back faced towards the ground, and its head was turned right side up and faced towards me. Its legs were normal, but its arms were legs as well. It had jagged teeth, and it was chewing on what was left of my sister's head.
Okay.
Then, I saw my parents' head beside it.
Okay.
I stepped back in shock and fear. The mutant of myself.
And then everybody
charged towards
clapped.
me. In a state of panic, I tried to run away.
And then everybody clapped.
I hit my head on the rock and passed out.
And then I woke up. Oh, he killed his family. Oh. I see.
You? It's you!
Yeah. Well, yes, kind of.
How could you,
Yeah.
man? How could you?
I see, yeah. Oh. How lovely. Being on that goddamn phone all the time. See, that's what happened.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
My parents were traveling for the weekend, as it was their anniversary, and to no surprise, they wanted to be alone. This meant that I had to take care and be in charge of my little brother, Oliver. Our home and neighborhood was surrounded by woods.
Don't, hey, Oliver, don't ever look at me. Oliver.
Our home.
Don't you ever look at me like that again, twin. Gang, don't you ever look at me like that, bro. The fuck are you jolly for? You just smiling. You think shit's sweet. Look.
The neighborhood were surrounded
Nigga
by
think shit's
woods,
sweet, bro. What
and
the
Ollie
fuck?
liked ambling
Don't ever
around
look
the
at me like
trail
that
was
again, gang.
behind our house, but he couldn't go back there without permission. So naturally, since I was 18 and he was 10, I'd have to go with
Perspective
him
go
for
crazy.
precautionary purposes. It was a little while before lunch, so I decided to join Ollie in his trek.
Nigga
so that
still
way
smiling,
my
bro.
appetite would be in a more salubrious state.
Fucking
It was
four
spring,
eyes.
and the leaves were meager and just starting to grow back onto the trees, which also meant I had to watch out for any sort of dangerous animals that could possibly lurk out and cause harm to any of us. I could hear Ollie sniffing the air, and then him groaning at something. Something smells like shit,
You,
he
lame
said
man.
nasally as he pinched his nostrils shut. Hey, watch your mouth.
This nigga used his whole hand to pinch his nostrils, by the way. I didn't want to let that slide. This nigga said it smelled like shit and used his whole fucking fist to grab his nose. That was just a crazy detail. My autistic brain was just thinking about that. That's crazy.
I retorted, surprised by the sudden curse.
You know, ain't nigga got no. You know, a nigga broke. He ain't got no YouTube Premium.
Everyone, boo this nigga!
Just because mom and dad aren't here doesn't mean you're allowed to say whatever. I did, however, sniff the air. He was right. There was a smell of rotten meat that permeated my
And
nose.
I realized it was
It
me.
was like roadkill.
I shit
I
myself.
saw what looked like legs by a tree about several yards from us. Stay right there, okay?
And then I checked my
instructed
pants.
Ollie.
I
He nodded
indeed
in
shit
agreement
myself.
while keeping his hand on his nose.
See, whole
I
fucking
leisurely
fist.
walked forward and turned the tree to see what the thing was. It was a deer, and it was dead.
What is this nigga's build? What the
Flies
fuck?
droned
Top heavy ass
once.
nigga.
His nose. I leisurely
Nigga all shoulders, bro.
walked forward and turned the tree to see
Top
what the
heavy
thing
ass
was.
nigga.
It was
He
a
looked
deer,
like a Lil
and it
Pump
was
and Kanye
dead.
West in that one music
Flies
video.
droned and swarmed around it. I was used to seeing dead animals around here. Hunting was pretty frequent. But there was something that rather took me aback. It was the fact that the way its neck had been ravaged into.
Upper bottom.
It was almost entirely gone and torn
chill
down
out.
to the bone. A bear would go down to the muscle and stop there. But to the bone?
Hmm.
This had to have been from something much more vicious. But what?
Right.
I looked back to see if Ollie had actually done what I urged him to. He did, but he was peering out to the woods. His eyes, so fixated, were filled with concern and his face unnerved.
That nigga not
You
smiling no
okay,
more.
bud? I asked, noticing his expression. Something's out there, he murmured, as he continued to seem alarmed.
Okay, listen. If we see an animal, right? If we see an animal carve the fuck up to the bone, it's time to go home. You know what I'm saying? if we see an animal carved up to the bone, it's time to go home. You know what I'm saying? Why are we still out here? What is the goal we're trying to accomplish? That's the lesson that we're trying to, that you should take away from this video. What is the lesson?
Don't care.
I looked to see if he was kidding around. All that was in my view were the trees and brush. It might have been a deer or something. Don't worry so much. Come on, let's go back and get some lunch.
Okay, yeah.
And so we did.
But instead of walking back, we're gonna try to test if we can run a 4. You know what I'm saying? A 4 flat. That's how we're gonna get home. We're gonna test if we can do a 4 flat real quick.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I made ourselves some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, they
as
did
we
get
watched
home. Okay.
a movie for a bit.
Okay.
Ollie usually liked his sandwiches, and he'd been done with it in a few minutes. But he ate.
Yo, why is one arm bigger than the other, bro? All right, we know what hand you beat with.
Incredible.
His so sluggishly. I didn't bother asking what he saw, because I figured that he must have scared himself, and that he'd get over it in a while. However, the back of my mind was still unsettled by that deer. How could its neck have been mutilated like that to such a grisly state? Night dawned upon both of us.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck off my door, bro. What are you trying to aura farm for, bro? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That lame man. Bro, how are you even doing that? Is your ankle twisted, bro? How? Oh, brother, get this guy out of here.
And Ollie was begging me to let him sleep beside me as I put him to bed. What's gotten into you? I asked him. That thing's still out there. It was staring at me. It was dark and big. Bigger than you. I'm sure you just scared yourself. If anything was out there, it wasn't anything dangerous. He continued to beg me, but I kept refusing, and told him to close his eyes and that he'd forget about it in the morning. I laid down in my bed, ready for a good rest. I like keeping my TV on just so I have a source of light in my room. I felt my eyes starting to sag and get heavy as I slowly felt myself growing drowsy. There was a sudden snap from outside. It sounded like a stick being splintered. I figured it was some animal, like another deer, but what would be?
Windows without curtains is absolutely insane. Just windows without curtains is just a come kill me button. That's like, just come kill me. I want to die. You know exactly what position I'm in. You know exactly when I'm vulnerable. You know exactly what I do in this room. Come kill me. That's exactly what that means. So I don't know why. Get curtains on your fucking windows, you psychopath.
My TV was still on, so I decided to watch a little bit more, just so I could go back to sleep. Without even thinking, my gaze floated to the window, and my heart punched the inside of my chest.
Your heart?
There was something at the window.
Ooh.
I couldn't see what it was, save for the eyes.
That nigga look like Donald Trump.
What?
And opaque. Almost lifeless.
We gotta get the fuck out of here now!
But they were staring right through me. I tried to make it seem like I didn't see the figure outside, and just roll over onto
And
my
you
stomach.
turned around?
Sleep to try and avert it. I then heard something against the glass. The thing was scratching my window. The sound was piercing my ears and grated at my nerves. My chest started to feel full as my breath started to shorten. My window was starting to open.
Oh,
And I
shit!
could hear that thing climbing into my room. Its presence was clearly made, as its shadow covered my entire bed in black. I sat there hyperventilating for what seemed like hours, until I felt the mattress start to sink in.
No!
The springs groaned.
Close your cheeks!
Climbed.
Close your cheeks!
I felt the thing started to move across my bed.
No!
I was trying my best not to breathe so
No!
hard.
Oh, no!
Completely terror-stricken.
You're about to get breeded!
Corporate called. You're fired.
Oh dear.
You're fired.
stopped and stood right at my shoulders. I felt its giant feet collapsing onto my shoulder blades.
Put oil.
Hardly breathe. I had a mirror
Oil.
that allowed me to see what was above me.
Please.
Chills ran down my spine.
Oh, he finna start licking on your
Creature was
neck.
black, large, and at least 7 feet tall and lanky.
Just on your back.
Its arms went down to its calves. Its chest.
What if he's trying to
leaned
cuddle
over
you,
me
though?
And stretched to an impossible degree. It didn't even look human.
He's
or
not. He's
animal.
just trying to cuddle.
It seemed alien. I shut my eyes tight, hoping that it was just some dream.
Start kissing on your
Started
neck.
to hear the creature's heavy breaths and growling.
Oh, he's
Sounded
deep in there.
like
Oh no.
much more disturbing. As it grasped harder, I feared the worst. My ears were ringing. I wasn't breathing while I bit my tongue. My eyes were shut so tight, and the blood flow in my head stopped almost completely. Something then beckoned it off of me, and the creature leapt off. Through my ringing ears, I thought I could hear something like thumps and rusty hinges. I painfully felt the blood flow starting to come back, and I blacked out. Morning came, and I had a massive headache
And
now,
then I looked under
and
my
chest
drawers.
felt so tight.
And I
I
shitted
needed
myself.
to go wake up Ollie and make breakfast, and I reluctantly did so. I went into his room, but found his bed empty.
Damn.
I checked all of downstairs to check if he was there.
Damn, they got Ollie.
Nothing. I then thought of the one place he could definitely be if he was hiding. I went outside and took to the path in the back of the woods. I walked some ways while trying to get over
Damn.
the pain in my head when I saw his bare feet by the tree. "Ollie," I said, exhausted and annoyed in my grimace. "Come on, what are you—" I stopped. I felt my whole entire world collapse
Ollie.
as I was bludgeoned with every single negative emotion possible. I put 2 and 2 together, and it answered my questions as it brought my distress up tenfold. Ollie was sitting there. His skin was pale. His cloudy eyes trickled with blood, and his neck was mangled to the bone.
Ollie.
He was dead. He wasn't lying. That creature was still out there.
Ollie. No.
One night last summer, 2 of my friends, Sam and Jake, convinced me to sneak out with them and drink. We were all bored, just looking for something to do.
Right.
We decided to go for a walk to a local gas station that was open 24 hours a day. The walk there was pretty uneventful. We talked about random topics and
That
drank
nigga
a
look like
couple
Aaron,
beers.
the dude in the
Once we
15
got
shirt.
to the gas station, Jake had to use the bathroom.
Aaron from
When he was
the
in
first
the
half
bathroom,
of Attack
there
on
was a
Titan.
dirty, sketchy guy in there. Jake struck up a conversation with this guy.
Why?
It was pretty normal, except when the guy asked why he was out so late, and if he was by himself. Jake brushed it off as the guy was just trying to tell him to stay safe. We bought some snacks, and we noticed the guy following us around while he was talking to someone
There's
on
3
his
of you.
phone. We left soon after, and on the way back, we sat on the side of the road and talked for a while as we drank some more. It was pitch black by now because there are no street lights in the area.
Great, and you sat right
We
next
saw
to
a car coming down the road, which was no big deal. We sneak out pretty often, and we've never had any real
my bad,
problems.
my bad, y'all.
Cars usually just drive
My
by.
bad, y'all.
This time
My
it was
bad,
different. The car spun around in the
My
road
bad, y'all.
and pulled up right next to us on the street, and 2 guys got out. We ditched the beers, got up, and sprinted down the street.
Oh,
Jake
shit.
and I hid behind an RV, while Sam hopped a fence.
Sam
The 2
dead.
men looked dirty, like they hadn't showered in days. We watched the 2 guys for a little while, which is when we noticed that one of them had a gun in his hand.
Okay, see?
They
All right.
looked in our direction for a few minutes before they got back into their car and drove off. Jake and I looked for Sam, but we couldn't find him.
Sam
So we
caught.
decided to head back home. We thought we had lost them, but on the way back we turned a corner, and those same guys were sitting in the car, waiting there. We ran through the alleyways and backyards until we lost them. Every few minutes, we saw the car driving slowly down a street or alleyway in the distance, and we would hide. Eventually, we made it back, and Sam messaged to tell us that he got followed by a different car,
Damn.
but he made it home safe. It's been almost a year since that night. We're always more cautious when we go out, and Sam still has nightmares about being abducted. I don't know for sure if the guy from the bathroom had anything to do with it, but we believe that he's somehow connected to it.
Because he was black.
This happened when I was 17 years old. It's been nearly 2 years since my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was
Damn,
very
holeless
chewed
ass
up
nigga.
about it on the inside. I've
Getting
called
old-
her
getting old
several
girls.
times, but it always went to voicemail. I've tried texting her on Messenger.
She don't like
since,
you.
Ironically, we were friends on Facebook.
She moved
but
on.
Still, not a single response.
Give it up, brother.
As the weeks went by, I became very devastated and was worried that I'd never find love again.
Okay, edgelord.
My brother told me to just forget about my ex-girlfriend.
Exactly,
And that it was
bro.
time for me to move on.
Move on, bro.
He introduced me to this app called
We'll
Tinder,
never find
which
love
he said
again.
was great for online dating.
Isaac, shut the hell up! Damn!
I was very familiar with online dating, but never actually done any of it, because there was no way that I even felt like hooking up with some random person I met online. But I figured it couldn't hurt to try it out, so I decided to give it a shot. After I finished setting up my account and was done creating my profile, I just started randomly liking a few of the girls that I thought were pretty. I'm not picky, I just wanted to make sure that I found the right girl for me.
Oh, so you easy.
A few weeks later, I've had already received my first match on Tinder. Her name was Robin.
Oh.
She had blue hair, freckles, and beautiful amethyst purple lips. According to her profile, she had the same interests
Shit, this
in
would've
stuff I was into.
This
and
would've
was
got
even
my
around
dumb
the
ass.
same age as me. Even better, she lived in the same town as me. By the way, I live in Memphis, Tennessee.
Ah, yes, okay. So in
We
case I
started
want
having
to
a
kill
friendly
you.
group
Thank
chat
you.
on Tinder, which was going well. Her message said, "You may not know me, but we went to the same high
This is
school."
a whole fucking Mexican man, strong dude. Oh, this nigga get catfished.
Cool. I replied, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah, I was always the quiet one at the back of class. Anyways, I think you're really cute. We should hang out sometime." I agreed and asked her to where she wanted to hang out,
A
where to
Indian
meet her, and
a
what
Indian
time
man?
to be there. She said we'd hang out at her place and meet her at the park tomorrow night at around 9 p.m.
Bro, this is like
Accepted.
the fucking start of a anime, a pilot, bro.
I got to the park that night at around 9 p.m. sharp. I didn't call her because I didn't want to sound too desperate. Some time passed and I finally decided to call her to no response. I also tried texting her to no avail as well. It was around 9:30 p.m. There was still no sign of her and I was beginning to grow
Wait, what time? What time she said to me?
p.m. I accepted. I got to the park that night around 9. She said we'd hang out at her place and meet her at the park tomorrow night at around 9 p.m.
Around 9 p.m.
Passed and I avail as well. It was around 9:30 p.m. There was still no sign of her, and I was beginning to grow impatient.
I
was
would've left.
starting to think that maybe she wasn't going to show up at all.
Mm-hmm.
I sighed and
Ain't no
said,
way she's real.
I knew this was too good to be true. She's not even here yet. Screw it. I'm going home. I can't believe I came out here this late.
You
for
said all that shit out loud?
Oh well, so much for online dating. I was about
Okay,
to start my
edgelord.
walk home when suddenly I saw a black convertible pull up to my location. The car stopped right in front of me, and the window
You looking
rolled
for
down,
somebody?
revealing a creepy-looking old man who was probably
Come here,
in his
baby.
30s. He gazed at me with a weird smile and asked, "You going somewhere, kid?" I responded,
You got up in the
"Yeah,
window?
I'm just headed home."
You're gonna get in the car? There's no way you're about to get in the
I was
car.
out there this late.
There's no way you're about to
That
get in
I
the
was
car.
Supposed to meet someone, but it seemed
You're about to get in the
like she
car?
wasn't going to show up. He said, "Oh, you must be waiting for my daughter." The
That's
man
not his
by the
fucking
name
daughter.
of Jeff introduced himself to me as Robin's father, and said
Robin
that
doesn't exist.
told him a lot about me. He told me that Robin couldn't meet me at the park because she remembered that was the night she had to go to a slumber party with her friends, and she forgot to cancel.
Slumber party at your big age?
He told me she wouldn't be home till 11 o'clock, and that's when I knew my night was a bust. He apologized and offered to give me a ride home.
Nah, bro.
I knew it was going to take too long for me to walk, so
No.
I accepted.
Oh! You fucking idiot.
It was going to be a long drive, but luckily I knew all the shortcuts to my house. I told him where I lived.
Hey, bro, you missed a right turn. Hey, yo, twin. Yo, gangy.
Minutes, I was
Gangy.
tired from being out so late.
Oh, you went
So
to
I
sleep
closed
in
my
this
eyes
nigga's
for a few
car?
short seconds
Yo, some
to
niggas ain't got
doze
no sense, bro.
Not long afterward, I awoke. Feeling a little drowsy, I rubbed my eyes and realized that I was still in the car. I asked the man where we were, as this wasn't the usual route to my house. He said, "Relax, kid, this is a shortcut. We're almost there." I asked where we were going, and then he looked at me with some sinister grin on his face and just chuckled. I felt my
We're gonna
heart
take that booty, boy.
Yeah, get him the fuck out of here.
explode out of my chest as he did that.
Yep.
I looked
Whoa.
down and saw a handgun sticking out of his jacket pocket. I put two and two together and realized what was happening.
Yep.
I told him, "Let me out now."
Why? Okay. So you see he has a handgun, right? And you're gonna immediately know that the situation is sus. At least feign naivete, bro. At least act like you don't know what's going on, then turn up on him at the last second. To be honest, I'm a crash out. I'm grabbing the stereo. We all gonna die, you know.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You know, I was like, we all gonna die.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Responded, "No." Then he put his foot on the accelerator, speeding up the
Bet,
car.
bitch. Swoop, grab the steering wheel. We all gonna die.
But he had already
Okay.
put the child
Oh, you locked the door.
It seemed hopeless.
Grabbing the steering wheel.
was
We
trapped.
going to them fucking trees.
There was no way out. To make matters worse, we were driving through.
So we all gonna die, I guess. Okay.
I couldn't even call
Okay,
for
big
help.
bro. Hit a fucking barrel.
Just had to get out.
You want to see
The
how?
car started to slow
You wanna
down.
see how physics
I
work?
stabbed him in his shoulder with a pocket knife that I found on the floor.
Grab his handgun.
He screamed in pain as I was able to turn off the child lock, unlock the door, and run as fast as I could into the woods. While I was running, I could hear multiple gunshots being fired at me, but luckily not a single one hit me. I never looked back because I had the fear of the man chasing me at the back of my mind. I dove behind a tree and hid under a bush. I heard the man yelling,
You can't hide from me! I will find you!
I covered my mouth with my hands and held my breath, trying not to make a sound. Everything was silent for a while, until I saw the man was looking for me with a flashlight. He flashed it past me multiple times. When I heard his footsteps going deeper into the woods, that's when I knew the coast was clear. I ran, using the flashlight on my phone to help navigate me through the dark,
That's
scary
crazy.
woods. In hindsight, I knew that was a stupid move, considering the situation. I could
Exactly.
hear the leaves crunching and the twigs snapping as I ran, which would also easily give away my position. When the crunching and snapping got louder, I looked behind me and my heart dropped.
Oh, that nigga-
I saw that the man was chasing me.
Yup.
I ran as fast as I
Speed
could, with
boost.
the man hot on my tail, firing every single last live round he had in his gun. But thankfully, the shots missed again.
What is?
There's nowhere for you to hide!
He said. I thought I was going to die, until I heard the man trip over something, and I was able to... I kept running until I was out of the woods
What he
and
tripped
back
on?
onto the road.
What are you threw a banana peel?
Behind me
What the
then,
fuck?
He was nowhere to be seen, which means I lost him. I sighed in relief, and then I saw a red car driving down the road. I was able to wave it down and told the driver that I was kidnapped and almost killed by some crazy man in the woods. It took a lot of begging, but the driver finally gave me a ride to the police station, and I told the cops everything. Unfortunately, I didn't get the man's tag number, but I gave the police a clear description. After the police had run a
Damn.
search, they told me that he didn't even have a daughter, and that they've been trying to catch this guy for months. As it turns out, he's wanted in several countries for the kidnappings of multiple teenagers and young men.
For what?
How I managed to escape him is a miracle. The officers kindly gave me a ride home, and I didn't tell anyone what happened except my brother. The man was never found, nor was he ever caught, and they say he's still out there, even to this day,
All right.
which scares me the most. What's even worse is that I stupidly gave him my address, so who knows if he might try to kidnap me again. Needless to say, my days of using Tinder weren't over after that. The whole incident just made me a lot more cautious from there on out.
Crazy. Crazy, bro.
Thank you for sticking around.
No, shut the fuck up. Damn. All right, man. That was cool. I think one of them, you could tell that some of them were bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, hold on. What was it? What is this one? You really think a fucking animal came in and killed this nigga's whatever brother, kill Ollie? You know that's bullshit, man. You know that's some bullshit, man. You know this one was bullshit. Also, this one where this was a cool little like novel. Where is it? This one, you know this was bull. You know this was crap too. You know this was bull crap. You know, it seemed like a cool little concept piece, like an author somebody wrote. The only real one to me was this one where some dude was hunting them down. But that's crazy, man. But he was cool though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm acting like I wasn't scared, but like a couple times throughout the video, I sat back and looked up, looked around my room just in case. I wasn't saying I'm spooked like that, but like I had to check my area, check the surroundings, you know. But yeah, man, that'll be it for me today, man. This was good, man. We gonna watch some more. But until next time, man, I'll see y'all boys later, man. Peace.